Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This setup is actually insane. I'm facing the back of my couch, if that makes sense, so that I can like get actually my apartment in the background. So it's a little insane in real life, but it looks good on camera. So I'm gonna roll with it. And it's a good chance for me to practice my pretzel sitting. Hi, welcome into the video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Brielle. I am a new writer currently working on what is hopefully going to be my self-publishing debut. It is a new adult fantasy titled Unraveling. And today we are going to be setting some crazy ambitious writing goals. If you guys have been keeping up with the channel, I'm currently in a jobless era, and as a result, I'm really trying to ramp up my productivity with my current whip. November is approaching quickly. When I'm filming this, it's October 2nd, and my plan is to draft the sequel of this book in November. Therefore, I really want to finish or come as close as physically possible to finishing draft 2 of my current book before November. Now, that's definitely going to be easier said than done because I've been working on draft 2, let's see. I'm gonna use my videos to gauge this. Yeah, I think I've been working on draft 2 since late July. So oh my God. I've been working on draft 2 for over 2 months and I'm only on chapter 11. To be fair, I've done a lot of passes of the chapters that I've worked on so far, and I wrote multiple new scenes and all of that, but that is still slower than I want to be moving, and this book has 45 chapters as it currently stands. So needless to say, I'm trying to pick up the pace a little bit, and I'm doing a lot of things to try and do that, which we'll talk about in this video. We're gonna sit down today, grab your laptops, grab your planners, plan alongside me, and we're gonna basically plan for the rest of the year in terms of writing goals and figure out what we can do to make as much progress as possible in this book before the year ends, because I want 2025 to be a year where I really am ramping up to self-publish. So let's get into it. We're gonna use Notion. Notion is a planning app that I really like, a planning website that I really like. I did not prep a page for this video, so I might make one real quick. Okay, I went ahead and created this page in literally 5 minutes. Truly nothing crazy, but this will serve our purposes. So for our first goal, I'm literally just gonna put finish draft 2. Because even if we do not get to the end of the book, I'm going to call whatever we do work on in October draft 2. And when I pick the book back up in December, I'm going to start calling that draft 3. So regardless of how far we get, we are gonna finish draft 2. But obviously the goal would be to get as close to the end of the book as possible. It would also be awesome to break 90K words, which if we do get close to the end of this book, I think that will happen. Obviously, we're aiming to get a rough draft of book 2 started. If we're talking what the goal really is, I would like to hit the 50K words. That was the standard for Nano previously. 50K words probably won't be a completed draft for me. The first draft of book 1 ended up being like 74K words, but I want to at least just like get a jump on book 2, and I might take a little bit more of a underwritten zero draft approach with book 2, just because I know that until I have book 1 in a later stage, there's still a lot that's subject to change in the sequel. But if we could hit 50K words, that would be a really cool accomplishment. That would be the first time that I've done that in a month. And then I would also like to get draft 2 printed in November while I'm working on book 2. It's a little confusing, draft 2 and book 2. So that when I go back into revision for draft 3, I can once again reference a physical copy as I'm revising, because I found that to be really helpful to my process and a great chance to just get a far away view of where the book's at. And I would like to do that before draft 3, since draft 3 is the version of this book that will be hopefully going to beta readers. That would be the goal in November as well. And then for December, I want to revisit book 1 and make serious progress on draft 3. Is it realistic for me to do an entire draft in a month? Definitely not. So I'm not going to make any crazy goals about finishing draft 3 before the end of the year. I do also have to keep in mind that I have 2 critique clients booked for December, and that's obviously going to be a pretty heavy workload. I might have a job again, so obviously that would slow me down. But I feel like we could get through Act 1, maybe? Get through Act 1 in draft 3 of Unraveling. Definitely ambitious, but I feel like if we could end up there, then in the beginning of 2025, we could spend the first couple months finishing draft 3 and then get the book off to beta readers, which would hypothetically put us on track to meet the overall deadlines for this book, which is great. Now I'm going to do a little monthly breakdown. So obviously the goal in October is to finish draft 2. So I would love to break this down by week. I'm questioning the fact that I did the board view. I'm wondering if a different view would have made more sense. Maybe we just do like a repeat of this for each month. October. Yeah, this is gonna make a lot more sense. Okay. I think we're gonna do the calendar first so I can get my brain around this. So if we have 45 chapters and we've done like 10 chapters, because I'm still working on chapter 11, we need to do 35 chapters, which means we need to be doing at least one chapter per day. And ideally per week, we would be doing what? We probably have to try to aim for almost 10 chapters a week, maybe 9 chapters a week. That feels crazy, but it should be doable hypothetically. I think we're gonna have to take this out of the monotext. As gorgeous as it is just not the most practical for readability. Okay, that's much better. Next week, I think I get back on Monday. So let's assume I'm not writing then. I'm also not really writing on the weekends right now. So let's say Tuesday through Friday, we try to finish chapters 13 to 20. Yeah, that's ambitious, but let's try it. And then the following week, I'm flying somewhere that weekend. So let's assume Friday is shot 21 to 28. Let's say 21 to 28. You know, there's nothing like looking at it very specifically like this to make you realize just how much needs to be done. Like truly, honestly, I need to pick my pace up. Wow. Okay. The following week, finally, I should have a full week to work on this. So we could probably do chapters 29 to 39. Is that crazy? Maybe. Finish chapters 29 to 39. Oh, you know what I completely forgot to account for is that I want to outline book 2 this month. I have a feeling we're going to be working on that and revision kind of simultaneously because I don't want to just outline the week before. I would like to start outlining earlier in the month. So we're just gonna ignore the existence of that and finish plotting the revision. Okay. And then chapters 40 to 45, we'll have to go in that final week. And you know what? If we don't get to all of it, it is what it is. We'll revisit this book in December. So that's the revision plan. Maybe later in the month, I'll start writing more on the weekends. That has not been happening. Now that I'm not working, I've actually been trying to treat my weekends more like weekends because when I was working, my weekends were grind time for writing, YouTube, all of my stuff. And now I have the privilege to be able to work on those things during the weekdays. So I'm trying to treat my weekends like proper weekends where I actually relax and like go for long walks and hang out with my boyfriend. So I'm trying to maintain that, but if we need to meet some of these writing goals, I am willing to get some writing sessions in on the weekends for sure. So we're pretty clear on the calendar situation. For October, we're gonna say average 7 to 10 chapters a week is the overarching goal there. And then to support that goal, I want to set some like action plans. Like when am I getting this writing in? So I would love to consistently write from 10 to 12 daily. That's something I really want to try out. And then attend any live streams I'm able to. This is something that I've been already trying to do is if someone schedules a live stream, there's not even a negotiation in my head. It is if I'm available, I am sat and I am writing during that time. So that is another way that I can try to get some writing in. I feel pretty good about those 2 times. If I'm able to do a 2-hour chunk daily and then hypothetically 2 more 25-minute sprints at a live stream some days, we should be able to make some decent progress. Okay, and then for November, so if I want to hit 50K words in the month, let's assume that I'm only writing on weekdays. Okay, I think it's fair to guess that I'll write like 21 days out of 30 in November. So that would mean that I'd have to write 2380 words a day. That sounds crazy. What if we made it like a neat 20? Let's assume I miss 1/3 of the days in November. 2,500, that's a lot cleaner. Okay, so maybe we aim for 2,500 words a day, and that's our North Star. Realistically, I probably will opt to write on some weekend days just because I'll be feeling the November motivation. Everyone's writing, everyone's drafting. So I could imagine myself not needing to hit that many words a day if I do write more on the weekends, and then try to write 20 plus days this month. And then I would love to maintain my 10 a.m. to 12 writing slot. I feel like that is an ideal time because I've always been a morning writer, and starting at 10 a.m. gives me enough time in the morning to have a proper morning where I work out, I get fully ready, like I do all the things that feel good that sometimes I would not have time to do before my full-time job. Having like a set start time I think is going to be really beneficial to me when I don't have a built-in schedule. Oh, I didn't even think about the fact that I would have to reread draft 2. Okay, reread draft 2 and take notes on further changes, get through act 1 and draft 3. Honestly, the prep for draft 3 might fully take me through December, but let's stay ambitious. The title of this video is Ambitious Writing Goals, right? So if all is said and done and I achieve all of this, by the end of the year, we will have completed draft 2, written 50K words of book 2, and gotten a start on draft 3 of book 1. So here I am exposing my ambitious goals. If I do not meet this, please do not roast me. I'm gonna try my very best. These are ambitious goals, so I'm just gonna try to be gentle with myself with whatever I get done and be proud of myself for the fact that I am at least writing a lot more than I was just a couple months ago. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you maybe some inspiration for the types of goals that you might want to be setting for the rest of the year. Let me know what your writing goals are for the rest of the year down in the comments. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down below the orange book emoji. Bye.